Audio Jungle.
Welcome to another episode of Story Time with Adepiton, the crown that tells story. I am your able host, Benga Adepiton. Today I will be giving you another interesting story that is thoughtful and insightful. You know how I always do it, to make you remember where your source is. Today's story is titled Anyakoko and Nothing. There was a time, very long ago, in a village where Anyakoko lived. He lived in a miserable hut. Beside this hut, there was a palace, beautiful one, that belongs to Nothing. Anyakoko and Nothing happens to be friends. However, in terms of riches, Nothing is the wealthiest man in the village. There comes a day when they both agree to go to the neighboring village and fetch themselves wives. They embark on the journey. As they were going, as you all know, Nothing is a very wealthy man. So he was dressed in a beautiful robe, in nice and clean clothes. On the other hand, Anyakoko has a rag and filthy clothes on. Shame would not allow him rest. So he called Nothing and pleaded, "You know you are already rich, and everybody knows you are rich. But save me the face. Can you exchange your clothes with mine, so at least I can get myself a wife?" Nothing agreed. Without any form of argument, he exchanged his clothes with that of Anyakoko. On getting to the neighboring village, the women, on sighting Anyakoko, they said, "Wow, what a wonderful and handsome man you are. He got himself wives." It became almost impossible for Nothing to get a wife. But there was one who had pity on him and decided to go and meet him. He said, "I love you and I like the way you are. I will marry you." Nothing was glad and decided to take just that one wife home. While Anyakoko, who has nothing as we know, got himself 5 wives. On their way back home, they got to the entrance of their village. Then it dawned on those 5 wives that the road that leads to Anyakoko's house was half cleared, while the road that leads to Nothing's house was well decorated, beautified, and in fact, all his servants are already waiting for him on that road to receive him back with beautiful clothes, foods, and what have you. They got into their various houses. In Anyakoko's house, the wives only eat unripe plantains and miserable foods. While in Nothing's palace, the wife keeps and she lived a life of a queen. She was happy with the choice she made. And the other wives started thinking of how to get out of Anyakoko's house. On a fateful day, Nothing's wife invited his friends over for a feast, at least for them to see the life she has chosen. When they saw it, they were super impressed, and they said this is where they will be living henceforth. They are not going back to that filthy house. Anyakoko, realizing this, got really angry and unhappy. So he decided to call on his rat friends to please help him dig a pit and put all sharp objects they could ever think of inside it. So they kept in it knives, stones, metallic substances, sharp objects that you could think of. And he covered it up with a blanket. In the dead of the night, when he knew that all the households of nothing would have fallen fast asleep, he called out to his friend Nothing 3 times that he should come out. He wants to show him something. He woke up, and as he was about coming out, the wife pleaded with him, "Please don't go. Wait until the morning." He slept back. Anyakoko called again. He woke up and made an attempt. The wife pleaded with him again, "Please don't go. Wait till the morning." He went back to sleep. Anyakoko called for the 3rd time, and he told the wife, "Please, let me go this time. Let me see my friend. It must be a very urgent matter." He went out, and he was strict until he fell into the pit, and he died. Inside the pit was Nothing, bleeding to death. The wife, realizing this, felt sad and began to cry. But she felt her cry would not be enough to mourn the great man Nothing. So he decided to make a feast and started going around the village to give small children the food, on exchange that they will cry for his dead husband Nothing. So when the kids started crying and you ask them, "Why are you crying?" they will say, "Nothing." That is why till today, when you see a kid, a small child, crying in an African land, and you ask the child, "Why are you crying?" he will tell you, "Nothing." That is the origin of that response that we usually get from our kids, because they are actually crying to mourn nothing. I know you enjoyed that, and there is more to hear when you join us again same time next week. Before I do that, let me just briefly tell you what the moral of that story is. You see, in life, let's be contented with what we have. Don't judge yourself by what you see others achieve. Don't drive yourself into the land of jealousy, into the land of envy, into the land of greed. We have already heard that your handwork will never lie to you. The effort you put into your life is the reward you will actually get. It is how you pose for the camera you will appear in the picture. So let's stop violence, let's stop greed, let's stop envy. Be contented with what you have, and to make yourself whatever it is you dream to be, you need to work very hard, so you will not become story that touch at the end. So as we hope to see you next week, joining us again for another story time. So I will say goodbye now. Until same time next week, I remain my humble self, Benga Adekpito, the crown that tells story.